Hey guys, here we are at the Angled Road property with Nathan. We're gonna take a little quick walk around here. So let's start right here, Nathan. What do you got going here? How many acres is this?
So this is 26 acres over here in Fremont, Michigan. Big buck country, if you don't know. Fremont's the big buck capital of Michigan. It's a little hidden secret. But we're gonna take a little tour here. Just show you a little bit of the habitat work I've been putting in out here. You got a lot of freshly planted pines, a lot of screen we've been putting in. Got some fresh food plots. Been doing a little bit of work on just building up a little bit of habitat around some heavily used roads, putting in some trails and stuff to have good access with the least amount of intrusion we can to our blinds, and yeah, just having a lot of issues with water this spring and with the runoff and everything. So we did a lot of work with ditching, and we'll show you a little bit of that and how you can go about just making a lot of wet property usable. Show you some things with how you can access different areas of your property if you have wet areas, and what you can do with machinery and things. I did a lot of cool things with adding roads, as in like using some of your TSI tops and things like that to build up roads, corduroy roads and those kind of things. And then also using, some of your tops and TSI tops to just direct deer and make them come into your plots and travel in your corridors in different ways. So there's a lot of different things out here. So we're hoping to be able to show you a few of those things. Maybe if you can use any of it on your properties, that's kind of the goal of these videos, just to show you guys a few things. If there's anything you can take away, that's kind of the goal. So yeah, just sit back and hopefully we can show you a few cool things.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're right up here by the road, right here.
Yeah, so this is kind of the start. This is the main road here. So if you look out, we got probably about 4 rows of pines interconnected with a bunch of different bushes that we got in here. A lot of it's bushes that have grown up just naturally. I know a lot of people don't like the invasive autumn olive, but it grows in here naturally, and the deer love it.
There's a lot of cover right through here.
A lot of cover, a lot of natural grasses, Johnson grasses, and if we walk up here a little ways, I'll show you how I've incorporated some screen into this. So it's kind of I've sanctioned different sections into this to kind of, I don't want to use the word segregate, but I've added in kind of sections of how I've screened off this road here. So I got 4 rows of pines in here and intertwined with this autumn olive, and then right here I'm going to plant an annual screen product. Not to plug a product, but it's Hidden Access by Real World Wildlife Products. So that's going to be planted in here, and that'll grow up right in between these, another row or 2 of pines, and intertwined in with autumn olive and some naturally growing ash trees and other things, along with the grass that's been growing up.
This is all paralleling with the road right here.
Paralleling with the road, so this is just going to give a natural screen. And we're walking down just a trail that I've have it established in here. So that's paralleling with the road, but this is just another little section right in here. And then right in here is my miscanthus planting. So I have this planted with 3 rows of miscanthus that goes all the way down here, straight back, and then that pops into another set of 2 rows of pines intertwined in with autumn olive and your ash and a little bit of poplar in there. But you can see I got a box blind over here on this one end, and we'll show you a little bit more of that there. But then that comes out right up into this section here where we drop down in. We got the autumn olive extends up into here, or sorry, the miscanthus extends up into here with a another. This is a fresh clover plot I just added in that comes down into clover I already have established down into here.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
And we'll walk down into that other section over there where it actually wraps all the way down and around these couple ponds here. But I got a fruit orchard planted down in here. So the miscanthus wraps up and around here, up around the top, and then cuts down around on the other side of the orchard there. But we'll walk down along this edge here. So this food plot here just kind of runs down along this edge of this pond, but down in this little dip underneath this road here. So I use the road as my access. So,
and when you say the road, you mean the street, I mean the dirt road out there?
The dirt road, yes. So the dirt road I come in off of the angled road. So I use that as my access. The deer are used to cars, and that's the least intrusive access, I mean, you can think of.
Packed, you don't leave a whole lot of scent behind.
Yep.
Quiet.
The deer are used to all that scent and everything, so if they're cutting a trail or a track, the deer are gonna, you know, they're used to that scent. So if they're crossing it, they're used to that scent being laid there. That's how I come in. So I come in off this bow blind down this trail right down through here, and I got miscanthus planted on both sides, which we showed you from the other side. It comes up right up in here. You can actually see the miscanthus is starting to pop up. Got a rhizome right here.
Oh yeah.
2 rhizomes. There's rhizome there.
Yep. Now, how long ago was this planted?
I planted 7,000 rhizomes a couple weeks ago. So here's another one right here.
Oh yeah, that one's really popping up.
And then this is last year's planting, so you can see this stuff from last year is really popping up.
Yeah.
Really
yeah,
good.
It looks good.
So
looks
then that
good.
dumps over the edge into this clover here. And the miscanthus kind of wraps around that edge there too. But so that trail here just kind of comes right up through here, right off to the road there.
The road is right here.
Right up on the top. So my property line is there, and it runs down the edge of that field on an angle. With it being that angled road, the property lines are super weird. So it's all wonky. So this will be that annual screen that I showed. It just will come right through here, give you 2 separate sets of screen from the road. Deer should feel uber safe down in that food plot.
Right.
So coming right up off the road, this just gives you right off the road, right down here. Just a quick little jump off the road, and you're in your box blind there.
Right. Yeah. And food all the way, all around it right here.
Yep. So the good thing about this is when you pattern these deer to know when they're coming in and out. There's a lot of egg around here, so these spots, when you get these deer patterned, you can figure out it when you're hunting, morning or night. That'll help you not bump anything coming in these clover plots here. So it's really, hunting in the morning is great for this spot here because they're out in these fields over here. You pop down in, they're coming down off this field, they're coming down off this field behind you, eating in here, and then they're coming and laying back in the swamp. So I mean, your access off the road, you hop in, you beat them in here, and they're coming back into bed. You're usually never bumping anything. So It's almost perfect.
Yeah, and with all this miscanthus coming up, as soon as that's up, you're really not going to be seen, or
Right.
you're going to have a really great access to get in here.
Yeah. So I actually have miscanthus planted along this edge over here too, because when these leaves are off the trees here, every once in a while you'll have a deer spot you come standing on the edge of that field, and you can see I got a little bit of clover planted right in here too. I just kind of extended this clover plot down and around.
Just filled it in here. Yeah, I like it. That when that comes up, that's going to be a solid wall there for you.
But yeah, I spent last weekend spraying my pre-emergent, so I use a simazine just to keep a lot of the weeds down, which I usually spray right after I plant it, but I waited a week because I got really busy with the amount of rhizomes I planted. And you can see the amount of weeds that came up within a week. I mean, we had that warm weather and all the rain, but you know, this is manageable. This little bit amount of weeds that came up in here, a little bit of spot spray with some little bit of 2,4-D or quinchloric, you can take care of it. So it shouldn't be too bad. You can take care of it. But yeah, it's going to turn out pretty good. And miscanthus is so, it'll outcompete anything, but if you don't take care of the weeds or the grasses around it, it just stunts the growth.
Yep, that's what I
the maximum amount of growth it can get in 1 year.
Right, you're gonna just set yourself back if you don't set the weeds back in the grass. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I just extended this clover in here a little bit. It kind of wraps around this edge here.
You got a lot of autumn olive around here.
Yeah.
I'm with you though. It's not a bad thing.
It's in places that I can manage it.
Yep.
And you can manage it. You can't be scared of it. So we can go, I mean, that's pretty wet back in there. I'm actually in the process of building a box blind back here on this platform. That's a really good spot to hit in the rut. They'll run in and out of here almost all day.
Down in this low ground down here.
Yep, so that's the spot down there. Really, it's a spot where you just kind of, November, you pick a day that, you know, you go in there, the conditions are right, you're going to sit all day because you really don't want to bump the deer. That's where they bed, they hang out, and, you know, you're kind of going for broke, you know.
Right.
It's
right, and it drops off pretty significantly right here.
Yep,
I mean,
so
there's 5-6 feet of drop off or more. There might be even more than that.
Yep. So it's kind of one of those things that, hey, today's the day. You know, the cameras have been active. I've been seeing a lot of bucks cruising. We're gonna go in here, get in that box blind. We're gonna set all day. Yep. So that's gonna be a good spot. I killed a pretty good buck in there 2 years ago, and we can show you that later on. But that's a great spot in there, and they come from all directions off all these big ag fields. It's a good spot.
We got a few geese around here.
I hope there's no babies.
They could be a pain.
Oh, I know. There's a lot of geese poop.
Yeah.
So this is a box blind here. I actually just planted this clover, extended this clover plot back up into here.
Yeah, it looks really good. Now, did you plant this last year?
Yeah. So I've really got this growing pretty good here.
Yeah, this looks really nice. Almost no weeds out there. That's
I've mowed this.
What kind of clover is it?
This is clover chicory mix from Real World Wildlife Products. I don't want to plug them again, but I believe in their products.
No, we want to know what you're using out here.
I love what Don stands for.
Yep. Yep.
And I believe in their products, and I use them religiously. So
yeah,
clover grows great, and I mean it
looks...
takes maintenance though. If you want to grow a good stand of clover, you gotta.
Now, have you mowed this and sprayed this?
I mowed this clover 3 times last year, and I sprayed it twice.
Okay.
So,
and what did you do to get it started?
I just tilled it and broadcasted it and packed it.
In the spring or fall?
It was in the late spring.
Okay.
About almost maybe a couple weeks from now.
Okay, so it's a year old then,
yep,
basically.
It's just a year old.
Yep. Okay.
So, and then I was seeding the spots that didn't come up or that were a little bit thin, and just kind of keeping it thickened up. And you'll see some thin spots that I'll go back through here pretty soon once it starts to get thick in areas, and I'll go through and start reseeding some of it, and mowing down, getting this mowed up once the deer come through here and eat some of it off, which they've been doing a pretty good job of it, but it's starting to get pretty thick. You can see it's super tall.
It looking really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a really nice stand.
This over here to kind of take before I.
Oh, yep. And this is just going to continue with clover then right through here.
Yeah, you can see it's actually starting to come up.
Yep.
So we got some grasses coming up, but this wasn't treated with any herbicide, so I just let it come up, let the clover come up in it, and then I'll start, once everything kind of gets established, then I'll mow it, spray it, 2,4-D and cleth the dem.
Yep.
And then it should take pretty good. This holds a lot of water over here.
Right.
I was a little nervous on this spot over here. You can see kind of how wet this was. When I took my tractor through here this spring, it was a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Kind of wet down on this end.
Right.
But it looks like it's coming up pretty
yeah,
decent over
I know.
here.
I think you're gonna have a real nice stand.
Just got to keep it down and keep the weeds down out of it, I think. But this grass over here, I ain't kidding you, will be probably 5 foot tall.
And then it's about 5 inches tall after a snow and a rain.
Yep.
If it's the same stuff that's on my property, it looks amazing in the middle of summer.
Yep. So my plan is to I'll show you a little bit later. I got probably 200 plus potted miscanthus, is to come through and just plant some miscanthus along the edge of this, just maybe every 3-4 foot, just to kind of give it a little bit of structure. And I do have some planted over here that I'll show you. That's kind of like that. Just gives you a little bit of structure inside, but it also kind of gives a little bit of a break, so when a buck comes out here in this plot, he can't just see across the whole entire thing. He comes out here, he's got to kind of move around and look around these breaks and move around and look around these different breaks to see where the does are at, which gives you a way to set up on them, to keep them moving and set up in different wind directions. If you're a stand hunter or a blind hunter, you don't worry so much about scent.
Yep. Oh yeah, you got a few right here.
So this actually has just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's it will create, a wall. It won't grow tight together, so the deer will be able to move through it.
Yep.
But it'll be, it'll still be a pretty big hedge.
Yep. Yeah.
But
yeah.
you won't really be able to see through it entirely. There'll be maybe a foot between each
Yep.
one.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was my hardest spot to grow clover, and I don't really know why, but it looks great now. I had to reseed this and reseed this, and you can kind of see what I was dealing with right here. Here's a bare spot.
Yeah.
But it kind of just, it gave me fits. I don't know.
It's coming up on the hill just a little bit
The
here.
old
gaining.
owner had like pigs or something up here, and I don't know.
Okay. Might have been like a little too acidic or something, possibly.
And honestly, to be honest, I never did any kind of soil samples on this.
Yep.
So I was kind of just luck of the draw on if I was going to have any luck on growing anything out here. But so this is an established miscanthus stand here, and you can see there's all kinds of miscanthus coming up.
Oh, holy smokes! Yeah. Wow.
So,
look at them all.
This right here is going to be a huge hedge.
Now, how old are these?
This is a 4-year-old plant right here.
Okay. Yeah.
But I also transplanted this, so this was from a prior property that I had. I transplanted this as a so it would have been a 3-year-old. Planted it here last year.
Yeah.
At 3, so this will be 4.
Well, they're really blowing up this year.
So
that's going to be almost a solid wall through here.
Almost solid wall.
Yeah.
And I came through and replanted everything that didn't come up in here, so
Yeah.
it should be pretty solid. That's kind of why I potted up a lot of that stuff, is because you're not gonna have 100%
Yep.
rate of retention on your miscanthus. So to be able to have a plant that you can kind of water and control its growth, and then just plug and play, put it in the ground where your stuff didn't come up.
Yep. I just put some in a little bank out back on the end of some concrete, and I'll just spray them with a hose every now and then and keep them going. But yeah, I think that's a great idea.
We've got a little orchard here.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you my failure of apple trees and pear trees. I planted probably about 60 of these puppies and I didn't cage them in. So this is the second time I've planted these.
Yep. I did the same thing myself.
They look beautiful this time.
Yeah, no, they're really looking nice. Now, what all is out here? Is it just a mix of apples and pears?
Yeah, just a bunch of mix of apple trees, just a few different kinds. This is what I could get my hands on from the local store.
Yeah, very nice.
We got one that doesn't look like it's gonna come up, but this was one from that I planted 2 years ago that looked like it was still good, but I don't think it's doing so hot. I got one down here too in the same boat, so now at least I know that.
And you got all these in this year, or was this last year?
Oh, in the fall. Okay. I try to plant my fruit trees in the fall so they can get that winter, all that melt off, and get established in the spring. But yeah, this is one of the weeds I've had a lot of bad luck with coming up. This and some of this
mullein,
this thistle stuff right here, man.
Yeah.
This stuff right here is nasty.
Yeah.
So run into that.
Say, really, other than this little pocket though, everything else looks really good, man. Looks
This right here is just another section I've extended some clover into, but we got some more apple trees here right off the back side of this pond. It's been a work in progress.
All right, you've been at it here. Now, what is in this? Is this just more clover here?
Yep.
Okay, you just extended the clover plot out.
I try to have just like the perennial here that comes up, and I'll show you some of my annual plots I put in, and a plot that I've actually going to be working on here. I got to bring in some topsoil and build it up, and that'll be out on the other side of the swamp. I'll take you over there in a few minutes. A fish or a turtle? Look like
I'm not sure. Something moving out there.
There are fish in there. I just
Oh,
don't
yeah?
know exactly what they are. Little gills, I think.
You're right.
So this is one of my first TSI projects that I worked on, was just cutting the edge of this food plot here, and it was just kind of to open up everything that was hanging over this plot, because it was just shading everything out, and to kind of just open up a little bit of sunlight to get back into this swamp, to just give it some sunlight back in there for that grass to grow. And these were some pretty big trees that were blocking a lot of sunlight, but you can see how it's kind of flourishing now. And
Oh, yeah.
and I wasn't a huge guy into doing some hinge cuts, but I did a couple there. I don't know if they're still alive.
Looks like that one in the center is.
I just dabbled a little bit in them.
I'm not, yeah, several of them are. You can see all the green growth out there.
So
Yeah.
a couple of hinge cuts.
Well, you're
Just to say
you're getting some sunlight to the ground regardless. I
Really,
mean, if they
my
live.
goal with
Yep.
those hinge cuts was just to keep the deer from traveling
Okay.
back there, make
Yep.
them come kind of out in here more, because it's super boggy out there, so they're not going to go out there. They're going to either travel there or in here on this edge.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So yeah, that was kind of the theory behind that, was to kind of force them to come out in here a little bit more. So I had a blind out on this edge for a while, but my access getting out in here wasn't the greatest, so I moved it out of here. So you can see the regeneration coming off these maple trees.
Oh, yeah. The stump sprouts coming off from them.
But you can see, I see a lot of things online about guys saying cage in your stumps with some of the old brush, and this is just a prime example. The deer can't get to it. I mean, just look at what can happen.
Right. I'm sure these other ones probably had some.
Yep.
Well, this one you can even see has one growing up on it, but the deer probably picked all the rest off.
So it's just, just little things you can pick up on. This is a comparison here. You can see where this stump's been just destroyed. This one with a little bit of brush on it, just a little bit of where they can't get to it. It's growing like crazy. So
Right. You could even pull them down or hinge them down in the future when they get too big.
Yeah. Yep. So once they start getting up wider, I mean, I've always wanted to just try taking some ropes and kind of just pulling them down, or even on pine trees that the branches are dyed up about 5-6 foot, and just bend those branches down and tie them off down on the ground with some ropes and stakes, and just put your cover down lower. It might get eaten a little bit, but you're getting your browse down.
Well,
if that's your goal, is to get more ground browse, or to add a little bit more lower ground cover. There's just little tips and tricks that just thinking outside the box sometimes is all it takes. We're getting back in towards the back. This is one of my annual plots in here, and I put in a product called Deadly Dozen. So this will be a Deadly Dozen plot right in here.
What is in Deadly Dozen?
Oh man, it's got.
Is it a dozen different
stuff? It's got a dozen
things?
things.
Okay. Yep.
So
I've never planted it myself.
It's got turnips and radishes, just a bunch of different.
Okay, like a brassica kind of
it's a
planting.
big mixture, but.
Yep.
So I got a box blind tucked back in here. I gotta brush it out, but the deer come in right off these trails, right out of this is a main sanctuary back up in here. So this is a stand where you want to try to make sure your wind for your access, if you're coming off this plots, which most of the time you're coming in here, in a morning setting, or if you got a good wind, you can get in here sometimes in the evening when they're already bedded. But just pop up in here, catch them coming back from the big egg back here, or in the evening coming out of the bedding area, which is back here. But All my blinds I set up are all bow blinds, so you can shoot your bow out of them. Really, I'm not a huge gun hunter, so everything I build is all set up to shoot bow. And you can gun hunt out of them, but really your longest shot's gonna be like 100 yards.
Right,
so.
everything is nice and close. I'm seeing.
Yeah, everything's gonna be close shots. My 2 bucks I shot last year were all under 15 yards. So
very
with
nice.
bow.
Very nice.
But yeah, this is a trail here. The deer. It's kind of a road I built for them. I like to brush my blinds in and kind of make it so the deer, they can't cross in behind you, and you force the deer to take the path of least resistance. Just give them a path where they want to go and you want them to go. So this is a little project I was actually working on the other day, just kind of dropping some trees in here, making a nice little road, easy shot right out of the side windows for your bow.
Oh yeah, all the way around.
So, and they can't cross in behind you and get up on you.
Got this all thick back in here.
It's just I couldn't get my tractor back in here with this tree here, so I dropped it right through here, and I don't know where this branch come from. This wasn't here. So, yeah. Stuff's falling down when you're not even out here. But yeah, this is just kind of a little travel corridor right in here. And I've actually changed how I've hunted this a few times. So if you notice, like, we got brush over here. So this used to be my stand tree right here. And I had brush piled there because the deer would come right underneath me and they'd get my scent coming off the ground, or they would smell my sticks or whatever. So what I did is I had most of this brush was piled up on both sides of this tree, which would force the deer to come out and around me instead of coming underneath me. I kind of wish I'd have left this just to show you, but I had to change it. But now they can just kind of flow through here either way. I left that brush there so they'd still use this trail, but mostly they use that trail there and just come right up.
They're coming up out of the swamp then here.
Right up out of here, right up past that blind. So the next winter's TSI project will be thinning out the edge of this pine stand here and just getting some more bushes and stuff planted on this edge. This is the edge of my property here. Haven't decided if I'm going to do any miscanthus or anything up on this edge. I think probably just mostly bushes.
There's quite a few autumn olive already growing. If you can get some sunlight in there, I'm sure.
Yep.
I'm sure that would encourage some more.
Autumn olive's coming up like crazy, so this whole edge is will just thicken itself up. I just got to thin some of these dead pines out of this edge here, and it'll just really flourish in here once I can get some stuff planted, and probably just try to shape this trail out a little bit, and don't want to block it off too much. And just give them a little natural travel corridor. Another thing too is just I don't want them to bed in here. So you get it too thick, then they're going to start bedding in this thermal hub, and they do that in the winter time. You'll find them bedding in here. So it's that blind kind of too is they'll bed up in here. So kind of having it brushed in good on this backside, they don't see you coming in. They'll get your wind mostly if you got it in the wrong direction, if they're up in here in this high in this hill in this thermal. But that's a risk you're gonna take if they're up here. So yeah, I had this road put in here, but I had to put a new road in because I put miscanthus in up here. and I didn't want to drive over it every time I came up here, so I put this road in down here with the excavator. When I was putting in those rows, I showed you that little tool I built. So I just dropped the blade down and ripped this road up through here. Just kind of gave myself a little access trail to come back through here. But I was surprised at the amount of natural apple trees that were growing up in here.
Oh wow, yeah, this is a big guy.
Haven't had a chance. I mean, I've only owned this property for a year to come back and kind of trim a lot of this dead stuff off.
Yep.
But that's kind of the goal for me next winter, is to come in here and just get a lot of this dead stuff kind of pruned off. You can see how much branches need to be trimmed off that.
Right.
And you got a lot of good stuff still growing on this tree.
Oh yeah, up there. I mean, there's quite a
lot of this stuff out. It'll really flourish.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's an ancient apple tree there.
Yeah. So this is kind of just like this little top hill here. I got the miscanthus planted right on this top here. I'll show that to you, with a row of pines along the top, and there's a row of bushes up there too.
And that's the property line back there then?
Yep. Well, you can see this kind of where they travel. They like this little bench. So I've come in here, cleaned up a lot of this dead ash, a lot of the stuff that was laying in here, made it impassable. So they kind of just travel this bench and come. I mean, you can really see, when you'll see over above with the drone, how they kind of just travel all these egg fields. This property here is kind of the travel corridor. That's kind of what I should call this farm, the travel corridor, because they travel from all these big egg fields, and this is kind of the property that they come through. Kind of the central hub. So the amount of pictures of different bucks I get throughout the season is just, it's unreal. Like, you'll see a buck and then, you know, he's gone. You won't ever see it again because he just traveled through, you know. So it's like being out here, you know. We shot a buck last year that we've never saw. He just showed up one day, came through, was like, well, that's a beautiful 3.5-year-old. I think we're gonna shoot that one.
I suppose there's good and bad to that. I mean, you're not holding necessarily the bucks, but then again, you never know what you're gonna see. So
we have a lot of does in this area, and you know, there's good and bad to that. I know a lot of people are on either side of the fence on killing does, and it's a big issue right now in our state. And you know, the first season I was here, I shot 5 does. Last year I shot 2 does, but I didn't see as many does as I did the first year I was here. You know, the neighbors, I don't know if they shot any does. So it's just, but if I look out in these fields on any given night, I can see 25, 30 does. I'm just not seeing that many does on my property during hunting season on a given night, you know. So it's an issue. We'll get her figured out though, one way or another, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll all come around in the end, but
one way or another.
It's definitely the hot topic at the moment here. For sure.
Yeah. Enough of that.
Carry on.
Yeah, so we're up here. It's kind of the top of the hill. My property line is there. You see my neighbor's deer blind there. He knows where to hunt. Yep. But anyways, got some pines planted, just to kind of a row there. And this, I just took all the cages off these pines, but man, you can see the deer just don't leave anything alone up here. They really eat everything. If you don't cage them in or do something with them, they're just getting destroyed.
Yeah, anything that I haven't caged has just gotten hammered.
It's these bushes here are 9 bark.
Oh, this is 9 bark.
Yep.
Okay.
So this is just planted just this spring. So this hopefully they're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good so far. But yeah, we walk up here. You can see this tilled area here, and this next tilled area is going to be my annual screen I'm going to plant here. And then on this next section that's tilled with the grass in it is my miscanthus stand. I told you I waited a week after I planted it to spray, and this is what has happened to it. This has come up with a vengeance. So this is definitely gonna need some spray on it. But it's, if it doesn't get any higher than this, the miscanthus will definitely outcompete this.
Yeah, for sure. And how long ago did you plant?
This is a week.
Okay,
and
I'm
a
gonna
half.
say that right
That's
there is
miscanthus.
miscanthus.
Yep. That's miscanthus there for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're popping.
They're popping up for sure. So yeah, this is gonna be a great little screen here.
Right, and you're
Got
pretty.
a row of pines on this outside and some bushes planted on the outside of that. So just kind of building a nice, just building everything in nice little sections off the property lines.
Running parallel with the property line here.
So just give you just sections of screen. You know, giving you a little bit of a diversity, but not just sticking to one type of screen, but giving yourself just nice sections.
Right, yeah, I like that.
But that trail that I built down there, I'll be able to pop up in here and till this spot, these 2 spots here to plant that annual screen.
Oh, yep.
But that'll just give, another thing too is that'll give me some nice tall screen until this miscanthus can catch up in a couple of years. Which that's really the goal. Here's another miscanthus there.
Yeah, they're coming up.
But yeah, 7,000 rhizomes in one weekend is a lot to do.
That's a whole lot. That's a lot of rhizomes to plant. But they're coming up nice, and I mean, 5 years from now, you're gonna have a heck of a screened-in property.
Yeah, so you got to come back, get some of these branches overhanging cut. If you can get the sunlight to your stuff, that's gonna be the best thing. But with anything, you know, sunlight's gonna do you good.
Yeah, everything takes sunlight to grow.
Oh, stepped on miscanthus right there.
Now we're looping right back towards the blind here.
Yep. We'll go on that other side of the property. I'll cut you right through the middle.